during the beginning of the marriage, around the first year, I was in the military. So my ship left to go out to sea for 3 months, and we ended up coming home a couple of days early. So we came home, and I came to our house where we were living, you know, and I see this big party going on. And I go upstairs, and I see her in the room with somebody else. Your Honor, if that was you, how would you feel about that?
Wait a minute.
Tell the truth. You don't have to lie in front of the judge.
Hold on a second. Are you telling me that you came home from the military 3 days early, which caught her by surprise?
Which caught her by surprise.
And you didn't tell her in advance?
No.
And there's a party going on.
There's a party going on,
Your Honor. And she's in bed with another man?
He's lying, Your Honor. Excuse me.
With the door closed, the lights out, and everything.
Hold on a second, Miss Sampson.
So we split up.
Let me explain to her that I'm not hard of hearing. I heard you the first time when you said he's lying. Just in case you thought I didn't hear you. I heard you.
So we split up, Your Honor, and me being an honorable man and want to be responsible for my family, I reconcile, and we get back together and we get another apartment, you know? So on Father's Day, we decide, me and some friends, that we gonna all get together and buy some meat and go to the park or whatever and celebrate Father's Day, you know, take the kids and everything. So I leave to go get the meat with some friends and everything. I come back, she's in the bathtub with the door wide open, 3 guys from upstairs sitting in my living room on my furniture that I bought for my family, playing on my kids' game. You know what I'm saying? And this is where it really blew up.
Wait a minute, but is she in the bathtub with the door open?
We're talking about she wanted to hear the radio. She wanted to listen to the radio with 3 strange men.
And the 3 men are sitting there?
Sitting in the living room, and you can see in the bathroom from the living room. Yes, you can, man. No shower curtain closed, no door, no nothing.
Being very...
Being very disrespectful to me. Somebody
and herself, I might add.
Yes, ma'am. Somebody that's providing for her and my family. You know, these are things that are supposed to comfort us. These are things that I want for my family to be happy. I love her, Your Honor. You know what I'm saying? I wanted the relationship to work. That's why I was back with her in the first place. I should have never even went back after I came home and this party going on. And she's sitting up in there with some guy in the room with a little bitty skirt on.
Tell me about the party. Let's go there.
No,
did he come home early?
About the party.
First of all, from the beginning of the marriage.
About the party.
From the beginning of the marriage. He told his part from the beginning of the marriage.
No, you can't just tell your part like that.
She asked you about the party.
We're not telling parts. We're giving facts.
Well, he said what he had to say.
I understand that, but see, I still run the court.
Okay.
Just in case you didn't understand that.
That's true.
Now, I want to know,
with that guy there in the room.
Mr. Jones?
Yes, ma'am.
I want to know, tell me about this, where he alleges that he came home from the military 3 days early. There's a big party going on, and you're in the bed with another man.
I was having a party, but because he wasn't living there, that's the point. He was not living in the same house with me.
If I wasn't living there, what was I doing coming home?
Because you came home, I guess because you wanted to see your kids.
So you're telling me the marriage was over?
Yes, he had already left and went back to his mother's house.
Why would I need to go back to my mother's house when I'm living on the ship?
Now, I gave you an opportunity to tell me what you wanted to tell me. And I listened to you very carefully, and I made Miss Sampson keep her mouth closed. Now you got to do the same.
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
After him leaving so many times and me knowing that I could not depend on him, I went and got my own apartment after being homeless, having to live with my mom, my aunt.
Can I tell you why she didn't have an apartment?
No, you cannot tell me anything until I ask you to speak again. Is that a difficult thing? You're a military man. You understand rules?
Yes, ma'am.
Maybe you have to hear it from Joe. He has on a uniform. You respect that better. Not the robe. Uniform. Tell him to be quiet.
You need to be quiet over there.
All right, Joe.
So after him leaving me so many times and leaving me in the situations that he left me in, I decided I need to get my own for my kids and myself.
So then why do you have little man John in the house?
I have little man John in the house because he has whoever he wants at his mother's house.
Oh, so that's the reason it's tit for tat.
No, it's not really tit for tat. I mean, he doesn't want to be with me. What else could I do?
Did you know he was coming home?
Well,
my ship was about to deploy to go to Panama. She was having some problems with her pregnancy, and I begged the ship to call the Red Cross and excuse me from going so that I could stay home and be with her while she was sick. Now, what kind of irresponsible person does that sound like to you?
Doesn't sound too irresponsible to me.
I don't think so.
Did you stay home, though?
Yes, I did stay home.
And so the baby was born when you came back home and saw her with this man?
She wasn't even due. It was some problems that she was having in the
Was she still pregnant when you saw her in the bed with another man?
No, this is before this. This is she was in the bed with the man after my son was born, my first child.
After the first child was born.
Right, after the first child. So this is when my daughter was about to be born. She was pregnant with my daughter. This is when I stayed home so I could be with her.
All right, but in between that, you caught her in bed with this other man.
Right.
You're still in the military.
Right.
You're still married.
Right.
You
And
came home early.
Yes, ma'am.
And you saw John, whatever his name. This is all
Tyrone or
make-believe. I don't know the
whatever
man's
his
name. I don't know his name. Okay. I'm not going to ask you what his name is. It doesn't matter to me. But that's when you saw the other man in the bed.
Yes, ma'am.
You left.
Yes, ma'am. I left. And then we reconciled and got another place. I forgave her for that.
So
and got
what happened
another
then?
place. This is when the Father's Day
He is
incidents
really
come. This is when the Father's Day
He's
Oh, then
incidents.
you came back home and there's 3 men in the house.
He's
Then
lying.
there's 3 of them in there.
He's
She's
lying.
sitting
What is
up
that all
there
about?
butt naked.
At this time,
Well, that's the way you usually take baths. You said she was in the
But
bathtub.
You don't do it with the door open and 3 grown men sitting in the house.
No, as a matter of fact,
using
he
up
was
my
gone.
electricity
He
that
was
I'm
gone
paying
with
for.
Hold on a second.
He was gone with my cousin's husband. I was in the bathtub. My 2 cousins were in my house cleaning up, getting ready to go.
Oh,
to
they were your
So
2
who were
cousins.
So
they
who
were
these 3
women.
guys?
They
Who said
were
they was
women.
neighbors?
Don't lie. It
They
wasn't 3
were
dudes up in there.
I
Tell
was
the
in the
truth. They was-
bathtub. When I got
So
in the
what you
tub,
telling
there
me is
were
you didn't
no
know who
guys
was in there,
the
huh? It's
house.
just the bathroom door open, the radio blast.
Now,
you
my
don't know
cousin,
nothing.
knowing how her husband is, I don't think she had a man in the house.
Wait a minute. How
He
did you
was
get your
gone with
cousin
me,
and a
she
man
just
in the
said.
house? The
That's
cousin
what
was
I'm
gone
saying.
with him.
Yes,
Because
my
that's-
female cousin. That's my cousin's husband that
Because
was
I'm
gone
paying the
with
bills
him.
for them to live too. Her cousin them done moved in on us and I'm paying their way too.
Well, since they done moved in, Mr.
Yes,
Jones,
yeah.
let me get the situation straight. He's gone with the cousin, the male
The
cousin's
male cousin, my cousin-in-law.
To
and
the
my
to the
cousin-
store.
Yes, my cousin
All
is
right.
in the living room cleaning. She has the kids, and I have another cousin who is also
So
there.
can you explain to me
Well,
who these
so,
3
okay,
guys
those
were?
are all
who were
females.
also there. When he came in and said, "Oh, there's 3 men in here," I get out the tub and I see no 3 men, and we're arguing. And I asked my
Give me a
I asked
break.
my
You
cousin's
gotta be
husband.
kidding me.
I asked my cousin's husband. I say,
When are you gonna stop lying?
I asked my cousin's husband, "Did you see any men when you and Alonzo came in?" He said, "No, I didn't see anybody."
So
come."
this is all a figment of his imagination?
I think it's
Ma'am.
because he wanted us not to go to the picnic with him. I think he wanted to go by himself.
So he made up the fact that there's
On
3
Father's
men
Day,
sitting
I
in
wanna
your
go
living
to a
room.
Yes, he
picnic by
did.
myself.
And he,
Ma'am, can I
and
tell
he
you one
ended
thing?
up,
No.
And he ended up abusing
I'm gonna tell
me.
you how she lying right
Hold
now.
on.
He ended up abusing me all because of this.
All right, folks, this one is insane. We've got a military veteran who's been 3 months at sea and he comes home early. I guess you could call this a surprise return. And what does he walk into? A full party at his house with his wife in bed with another man. The dude didn't come home, he walked into a plot twist. And of course, I would be upset about this too. But he does the adult thing. He leaves, and then he gathers himself and decides that he wanted to work on it and forgive her. But then, because the universe wasn't done humiliating this man, he comes back again, and now he allegedly catches her naked in the bathtub with 3 other dudes just present there. And of course, she says that he's just lying. Of course he is. When you get caught cheating and then you're in the bathtub with other dudes around, of course he's lying. Everyone lies except the person being accused. That's how all of this works. And then her defense was saying that I was having this party because he didn't actually live there anymore. But ma'am, you were still married to the dude. You don't get to declare a marriage is over like it's a group chat that you left. And then we reach peak delusion about this whole situation. She claims that the 3 men in the bathroom were just her cousin's husbands. All 3 of them at the same time while you're just naked with the door open in the bathtub? I have cousins and I have in-laws, and I don't think any of this really checks out in my opinion. That explanation was assembled under pressure. And when you're married and your man is off at war, you don't get to host singles night and then call it not cheating. But I want to know your thoughts on this, guys. Do you believe his story or do you believe her story? Because there's a part of me that feels like I lean towards his story, but you never know. Something else might come up. What do you guys think?
What do you mean he abused you?
He gave me 2 black eyes.
He hit you?
He pulled my hair out and he
That day?
fractured me. He hit me in the face and fractured a bone in my cheek, and he burned me with an iron.
What?
She
he
tried
burned
to
me
burn
with an
me
iron.
with the
Oh,
iron.
you just hold it right there,
And he burned
Mr.
me with an
Jones.
iron.
Just hold it. Just hold it.
Let me explain
I
myself.
will in a second. You just hold it.
And he burned
So
me
you're
with an
telling
iron.
me that he made all of this up?
I think he really did, because I did not see any men in that
What do
living
you mean
room.
you didn't see any men?
When
You
I
knew
got in
whether
the
there was-
tub, there were no men in the living room. I had the door open so that I could listen to the radio.
Miss Sampson, look at me real good.
I'm looking at you.
Look at me real good.
I'm looking at you.
expect
I
that to be
am not.
I don't expect
Be quiet,
her to
Mr.
believe
Jones.
anything, but I'm telling the truth.
You said I think he is making this up. Now
I
you
know
ought
he
to
making
know
it up.
whether or not he's making
But
this up.
I knew for a fact when I got into the bathtub there was not no men in there because
Come
I
on,
know
give me a
I'm
drink.
married.
Were your doors unlocked?
Well, the door was wide open because my
Thank
cousin was
you
watching the
very
kids.
much.
The
You don't
living
even
door,
say nothing else.
was wide open
Why
because
would you
my
have your
cousin
door
was
wide
watching.
open?
Because
She
my
said she
cousin
was trying to
there.
listen to the radio. That's
Okay,
what she
your
told
cousin
me.
was
My
there
cousin was
watching
there
the
cleaning
kids.
up the house. My 2 kids and her 2 kids were outside. Okay, she can't close the door on them and let them play.
So who was these
Now the
three
back-
guys playing my kid's game in the living
So
room?
wait a minute. So anybody
Like
can
I
walk
said,
into
when-
your living room?
Just anybody
Like
can
I
freak.
said,
Because
when
that's
I
how
was
she
in the,
had it, Grand Central
when I was
Station.
in the bathtub, there was no one in the living room except for my 2 female cousins. Now, once I got into the tub,
You don't know who came through your
I
door.
don't know who came through
Because
the
you
door.
just had an open door policy.
no, I did
And
not
no
have an
no
open door
respect for her
policy.
husband.
So to your knowledge, no 3 men were ever in your living room playing with your children's games.
There were no men in there when I got out. There were no men in
That's
there when I got in.
Did you hear any
He
men's
said-
voices
no,
while
I
you
didn't.
were in the tub?
No, I didn't. That's why I asked everyone who
So
was
what
in
did
the
I-
house, did they see men in there? And I didn't hear nobody.
So you
The
think he
radio
made
was
all of
on.
this up?
I think he made it
What
up
did I
so
say
that
to
he
you
could
when
go.
I
Quiet,
walked-
Mr. Jones, and then he hit you?
I think he made it up so that he could go to this picnic by himself.
I
The same
asked her
woman
to-
that
to
he
go
is with
barbecue.
now.
What I wanna leave
The same
for?
woman that he is with now, he met on base.
Your Honor, can I?
And
can
he
I-
went to the picnic with her?
I think that's who he went.
Yeah,
Because there was
I
no
didn't
reason
even
for
know
him
her
to do
then.
what
I
I
he
didn't
didn't
want
even
to go
meet
there.
her
Tell
until
me about
1994.
beating your wife.
There was no
I
reason
did
for
not
him to
beat
do
her,
what
Your
he
Honor.
did
Listen,
to me.
listen.
Tell me
None.
how you
None.
describe
Listen,
it.
let me tell you. After I go in there and I ask her why these guys in the living room, she immediately jumps up and get mad and go in the room and say, well, Alonzo, I'm not finna argue with you. Whoop, whoop. She picked the iron up and tell me to get out. Try to rush me with the iron. I take the iron from her.
That's not true.
I
You
take-
took the iron
That's
No,
not
I
true.
grab her
That's not
wrist
true.
and the iron falls out and it burned her on the leg. Yes,
No,
ma'am, that happened.
no.
Listen,
Oh,
see,
I've
listen.
heard that story before.
She picked up a can of paint.
No,
She kicked,
no,
we were
no.
we were
Be
in the
quiet,
bedroom
Mr.
painting
Sampson,
dresser.
let me hear.
She picked up a can of paint and threw it and busted my eye. Now, I had 3
Because you
stitches
were
in my
beating
eye.
on
She
me.
talking
What was
about,
I supposed to do?
Man,
I
don't
can't
play
fight
that
you.
emotional
You was
crime
beating
stuff.
on me.
Nobody believes
You
that. You
always
telling
say
all
that.
lies.
You always say that.
That's right,
You
because you always
say
come with
that.
this old phony
You
garbage.
always say that.
You telling
know,
me
wait a
you didn't know
minute.
3
You
men
always
was in
say
there?
that. No,
Hold
I
on.
didn't. It wasn't no 3 men in there.
Yes, it was. Then what did I come in the bathroom for and just imagine 3
Yes,
gremlins
you
in
did.
the
You
living
just wanted
room
to start
for
some
nothing?
trouble with me so you could be by yourself and do
There
what
were
you
no
wanted
3
to
women.
do as always.
There were no 3
Stop,
women, and her
stop.
cousin
Hold
wasn't
on.
in there.
That's what you wanted to do, what you always do. Go be with other women.
You-
That's what you wanted to do.
You
And
the
that's
one
what
that's
you
always
did.
with the women.
Mr.
You the one
Jones?
having the parties all up in the
Yes, I'm
closet.
always
getting
with
done up in the
women.
closet.
That's enough.
I'm
You talk
always
to the
with
judge.
women.
Always got different kind of men around laying up.
Mr. Jones.
I'm
Yes,
always
sir.
with women.
Don't
You
use
lying.
someone
You
who
can
says
ask
this
my
before
kids
me,
that I
okay?
don't
Yes,
have
sir.
men
We're not
around
going
my
to ask
kids.
your
Please
children
don't make me take you out of
anything.
here. Uh-huh.
We're not going to ask your children anything.
That's why I don't have a
Because
man
if you
to
ask my
this day.
children anything,
Let's be quiet, both of you.
yes, ma'am.
Because you just brushed over that issue of the domestic violence. I don't care what the circumstances were if she had 10 men up in that house. There's no justification for you to hit on her. You don't expect me to believe that somebody was in her house, according to your statement, 3 men, the place where you pay the rent, you buy the food, and you send your money home. This is the second time, according to you, that you've seen this conduct. You're not going to convince me, and nor am I going to believe that you didn't do anything about it. Because I've seen your temperament right here in this courtroom. And if you couldn't control yourself as well here, I know you didn't do that at home with your wife when you walked into your house with 3 men playing with your children's toys, with your wife in the bathroom disrespecting you. You weren't too calm about it. I believe what she said about the domestic violence.
Okay, hold up. This case just took a hard turn. Now she claims that he gave her bruised eyes and physically abused her. And here's the part that makes everyone feel uncomfortable. He doesn't outright deny that something physically happened. That right there changes the temperature of the room completely. Because now we're not just talking about cheating, parties, or bathtub Olympics. We're talking about violence. And of course, he claims that she was attacking him and he was just defending himself. And that's how she got injured. And then she fires back and says that he's lying so he can go be with other women. And at this point, both of them are throwing accusations like dodgeballs. But this is where it matters. Her credibility is already shaky because she was caught in bed with another man while he was at sea. That fact doesn't help her case at all. But this is where the judge absolutely earns her a paycheck. Because the judge is correct. It doesn't matter if there were 3 men. It doesn't matter if there were 20 men in this house. It doesn't even matter if the house looked like a frat party sponsored by bad decisions. If you can't control your temper here in this courtroom, then that kind of shows and matters whether or not there was domestic violence in this situation. Because the court isn't about who was more wrong emotionally, it's about who crossed a line that can never be crossed. And the judge is correct on this. No matter what you see, no matter how angry you are, no matter how betrayed you feel, you do not resort to domestic violence, ever. You can be hurt, you can be furious, you can be devastated. But the moment things turn physical, you lose the moral high ground immediately. And this case went from a messy marriage to dangerous behavior really quick. And that's where the jokes kind of stop, guys. Because nobody gets a pass for violence. Not cheaters, not liars, not betrayed spouses, really not anyone. And this relationship didn't just fail, it became unsafe for her. And no amount of betrayal justifies putting hands on someone, period.
Because again, logic tells me that that's like, I don't need you in any discussion on it. But the only point I want to make to both of you is none of it is ever justified. I don't care what you think her conduct is in terms of disrespect. It's not justified.
Yes, ma'am.
There's another way to handle it.
Yes, ma'am.
You could have walked out of the house. You walked out before, could have walked out then. On your part too, Mrs. Sampson, it's never justified, no matter what the reason. Get away from it. Get out of it. And when you know you're this volatile toward each other, just stay away. There's no need to keep going back and forth. When you came home and saw another man in the bed, you knew it was over then. You knew.
I love my wife, and I really, I value family, and that's something that I learned from my family, and I wanted to make this work. And I went far and beyond the call of duty, Your Honor, to make my marriage and my family work. I did that.
You didn't go far and beyond the call
Yes,
of duty.
ma'am, I
No,
did.
you didn't. All you did was what you were supposed to do. That's what marriage is.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, now, what can I do for you? What's the matter, Mrs. Sampson?
Nothing. I'm just a little bit upset right now. That's it. But I just want right now for him to just he know the situation that we're in right now, me and my children. We're living in one bedroom with a family member of mine, and I can't.
Just be quiet, Mr. Jones.
And we just need just a little bit of help, you know, just something. I'm trying.
So you want to get your own place?
That's all. I want to
Have
get
you
my
found a
own
place?
Yes, I found a place.
And how much would the rent be?
The rent is $550 a month, and it's a 2-bedroom.
She's never responsible. She calls me and she asks me for money. Alonzo, I need money to pay this rent. So I give her this money or whatever, and then the next thing you know, she's moving. She never took the money that she was given to pay the rent. I send the kids home with, excuse me.
He's not telling the truth right now.
Ma'am, you didn't let me interject in on her,
He's
ma'am.
not telling the truth.
I send my clothes
responding
home.
to her. I'm not. Just keep talking to me.
I send them clothes. I send them home with new clothes, new shoes, and everything. And then when she send them back, they have none of these things. Where are these things going?
So why don't you have a custody order? Why don't you have custody of them since she's not taking care of them?
That's what I plan to do, Your Honor.
Plan to do.
Yes, ma'am.
It's been 6 years. Why is he just planning to help me?
Well, I don't know. Maybe he just got to the point when he came to court that he decided I plan to help.
He's
never given me anything. He's never given me anything.
What do you mean her family?
She just told you right now, Your Honor, that she doesn't live by herself. She lives with her cousin.
It's because it's not my own. I'm homeless.
This is the reason why.
I'm homeless. What don't you understand about that?
This is the.
Folks, here we go again. The case takes another left turn. Now he's saying that he loves his wife and that he loved her so dearly and went far and beyond the call of duty for her. Bro, you cannot say that sentence immediately followed by everything else we've heard. Because while he's talking about love and sacrifice, she's over here sitting crying her eyes out. And she's saying that she needs help because she's now a single mom living in a 1-bedroom apartment raising his kids. And look, whatever you think about her decisions, cheating, parties, or poor judgment, those kids still exist that you helped make. They still need beds, they still need food, and they still need stability. And he drops the line that always makes the judge sit up straight. I don't want to pay child support because she doesn't use the money for the kids. Ah yes, the classic financial trust audit defense. Bro, child support is not a tip jar. You don't get to withhold support because you don't like how it's spent. At the end of the day, the kids will suffer the most. And you don't pay child support for your ex. You pay it for your kids. And the moment that gets forgotten, everybody loses.
I'm through with discussion. You people have worn me out. 2 choices. You pay support directly to Miss Sampson, or you pay the rent directly to the landlord.
I'm out of work right now, Your Honor.
Oh
I'm a
my
carpenter.
goodness.
I,
We went
Your Honor,
through
I got
this-
shot 2 months ago, and I haven't been working.
Are you on disability?
I'm on unemployment.
You on unemployment?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. You can get up to 25% of his unemployment benefits for child support. That's the most you can get. And until he returns to work, and since his work is due to circumstances not of your own, in terms of getting shot,
Yes, ma'am. That's in
All right.
terms of,
Says
I don't
is-
have anything to do with it.
I don't think people go out and deliberately get shot.
No, I don't.
So I don't
blame
believe that
him
he
for that.
deliberately put himself in the position of not being able to work.
No.
So the most you can get is 25% of his unemployment. All right?
Okay.
That's the court's order. Court's adjourned.
All rise. Parties may leave the courtroom.
Well, folks, this case stopped being about cheating, parties, and who hurt who first. At the end of the day, guys, two people made really bad decisions, but the kids didn't. And child support isn't about paying your ex's rent. It's about making sure that your children have a roof over your head and stability. You don't get to opt out because you're angry or you don't trust how the money's being spent. Love isn't what you say in court. It's what you do when things fall apart. And no matter how messy this marriage was, in my opinion, one thing was clear. Resentment doesn't cancel your responsibility for your family and your children. I'm really glad that the court ordered him to have to pay some child support. Unfortunately, he's in a really tough spot himself. But I feel like in situations like this, the kids really suffer the most. But I want to know your thoughts on this. Do you feel like this chaos could have been avoided? Do you think this happens common with men who go off to, be at sea in the military? I want to know your thoughts on this, so let me know in the comments down below.